100-foot structure with illuminated signage going around it, which is called the BT Tower. What's the tallest building in our country? Famous for its revolving restaurant, which rotates within a 22-minute period. And a restaurant that was closed down, unfortunately, because it was targeted by terrorists in the 1970s. Irish nationalists bombed it, and for many years it was closed, but now it's opening up again this year. So you'll be able to sit at the table up there and go around and have a panoramic view of London as you eat your meal. Here right next to us is the National Library. This is the equivalent to your National Deposit Library. It's where we have a copy of every book that's printed in this country. So it's here that we can see the Magna Carta, the document upon which what American Charter of Rights was based?
I forgot.
Declaration of Independence, no?
Yes.
The Bill of Rights, yes, the Bill of Rights. Very good. Are you a student or a teacher? You're a teacher, okay. People look very young these days. So, you're a teacher, okay, good. And it's also where you can see the handwritten lyrics of Lennon-McCartney for Let It Be. It's where you can see the first folio of William Shakespeare. His 36 plays are printed by two surviving fellow actors of his, Hemingway and Condell. It's where you can see the first Bible written in the English vernacular, the Lindisfarne Gospels. It's where you can see the first printed Bible, the Gutenberg Bible. And it's free to go into, it doesn't cost you anything. Right now they've got an exhibition on now which explores the history and development of the English language, which you guys took over to America 300 years ago and been screwing up ever since. You do have some strange words, don't you? You say pants instead of trousers, and you say sweater instead of jumper, and you say panties instead of knickers, and
Logan would enjoy
say
this.
undershirt instead of
Logan would enjoy
vest,
this.
and you say vest instead of waistcoat, and you say elevator instead of lift, and you say apartment instead of flat, and cookie instead of biscuit, and you say chips instead of crisps, and you say fries instead of chips, you say hood instead of bonnet, and you say trunk instead of boot, yeah? You say bathroom instead of lube. Yeah. You're all messed up. As Oscar Wilde said, we are two nations divided by a common language, and it can be somewhat disconcerting when it does creep up upon you. For example, it might be that you arrange for the concierge to knock on your door and wake you up in the morning. What's your name, ma'am? Carla. And the concierge gives you a fright of your life by waking you up with a telephone call the night before and says, "Excuse me, Carla, I'm just ringing up to confirm. What time would you like me to come round in the morning and knock you up?" You laugh, it may look a bit disconsolate and down in the mouth, and somebody uses a very strange vernacular for nose, which is pecker. And they say, "Keep your chin up, keep your pecker up." Now look over your shoulder, look back at the railway station. Isn't it beautiful? It's just been returned to its former glory. It's going to be reopened as the hotel which it previously was and has stood redundant from such use for about 40 years. The interiors of which were used for filming of movies and videos. In fact, that's where they filmed the pop video for the Spice Girls Wannabe.
Woo!
You're a Spice Girls generation, are you? No, the teacher. You're the Beatles. Yeah. And you must be Frank Sinatra. Has anyone ever heard of Spice Girls back there? Two of them. We really are getting that old. Do you know I actually had a group the other day who'd never heard of a guy called George Michael? Yeah.
Yeah, who's George Michael?
LOL.
Now it's called Justin Bieber. You know he's performing in town, right? Yeah.
Thanks for not letting me
Justin Bieber is what's been described as the Teletubbies meets the Antichrist.
Doug's an antichrist.
Now, we are a part of London called Bloomsbury. Trash can? You want to find the rubbish bin? We don't have one on here. Well, you'll find one later, okay? Oh, there is one underneath the sea over here. What, over here?
Rubbish bin.
There, you can put,
No, it doesn't.
you can put your chewing gum under there, or as you call it, your gum there, in the rubbish bin, or as you call it, the trash can. Well, anyway, as we go forward, we're in the part of London called Bloomsbury. Bloomsbury. As we drive straight ahead, making our way towards Russell Square. Bloomsbury. Do you like that name, Bloomsbury? That's such a fruity name. Just say it to yourself. Bloomsbury. And then, my lord, she bent over and pulled down her Bloomsburys. Bloomsbury. It's actually an old Anglo-Saxon name. It derives back from 1,500 years ago when an Anglo-Saxon warlord had a settlement here. His name was Bloomond, and a fortified settlement is called a burg. Do you have any burgs in America? Pittsburgh, Williamsburg, yeah? Fortified town. Here on the right-hand side we have social housing. Is it like the social housing in America? How many social housing estates in America have housing numbers? Look to the left-hand side as we drive straight ahead. Looking to the left, very to the right, we've got a playground, which is the remnants of an orphanage that used to be here, and it's got a little animal farm. Look at the sheep, the goats. You see them? Look to the left. No, down here, look.
Right, left.
Yeah? Little goats. You can bring your children here
Right there.
to interact with little animals, pet them. We'll turn right here. It's a remnant of an orphanage that was established 280 years ago. It was established by a man called Captain Thomas Coram. And Captain Thomas Coram was a man who had made himself very wealthy from the sea trade and was moved by the plight of children abandoned on the streets of London by their parents, what were called foundlings. And he established a foundling hospital for the orphans. Now the hospital is actually no longer existent, but the grounds of the hospital still survive, and it's an area into which children can only go if they are accompanied. Parents can only go if they are accompanied by a child. So adults are not allowed to go in there. There's a lovely little sanctuary for parents in London that dates back 280 years. And to the left-hand side, through the passageway, will take you to a hospital called Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is a hospital that specialises in the treatment of children. And it benefited, until quite recently, from the royalties of the story P.